must be some kind of way out of here. Say the joker to the thief.
From the Edge, Sports Edge, your brand new show that gives you news, reviews, interviews, and other features that matter to you in the world of sports. I'm Michael Edwards, and you heard us start off with that great classic track, All Along the Watchtower, done originally by Bob Dylan and covered by the great Jimi Hendrix. And later on in our show, we'll tell you the significance of choosing that track, but we have a lot to get to. Stay with us, we'll be right back after this short break. Hey there, sports fans, back with you from the Edge, Sports Edge, and we're going to start off covering football, and we note with great pleasure that the Reggae Boys are back in pole position in their World Cup qualifying bid, having thrashed Bermuda by 4-0 recently, which again puts them at the top of their group, with Curacao, who actually beat the Reggae Boys 2-0 in a previous match, coming in second. They had a draw against Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica will only need, I think, a maximum now of 4 points from their remaining 2 matches to top the group and take us on our ticket to North America for 2026. So let's cheer them on and let's wish the boys all the best. Moving now from the World Cup stage to local, well, not local, going to Europe. After a thrilling international break, all of the top leagues in Europe are back in action and some great derbies to consider. Over in Germany, it's Bayern against Borussia Dortmund in what is known as Der Klassiker, as in the German version of El Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona. But 2 standout German teams, Harry Kane up front for Bayern and Borussia Dortmund with their attackers, and it's going to be a real bang-up game. Over in the English Premier League, it's the big red battle. Manchester United travel to the fortress of Anfield to take on Liverpool, and one expects that they just might have a good chance of escaping there with a point. Liverpool being set back in the last couple of games, 3 defeats in all competitions, but we know this is Anfield, so Liverpool support don't really have much cause to be down. Manchester United looking very mediocre, even in the win recently over Sunderland. So that one I think is going to be a draw, but we can all, of course, stay tuned. And in London, Arsenal will be looking to extend their lead atop the Premier League when they take on Fulham, who have actually proved to be quite a bugbear for the Gunners over the last 3 games. Moving over now into the ladies, the Women's Cricket World Cup is also heating up. Entering the semi-final stage, Australia became the first ones to qualify for the stage, beating New Zealand, I believe. We have to double check that. But then also Sri Lanka and South Africa were at it at the time of our recording. We'll give you updates on that in our next show. And sticking with the ladies, WNBA just wrapped up another thrilling season, and lots of great hype as women's basketball expands. And the end of the WNBA, of course, leads us into the start of the men's action with the NBA tipping off. And we see the likes of LeBron James looking to extend his immortality in that league. So, that's pretty much our roundup for today. Of course, it's going to be a very thrilling weekend for sports. Stick around, we'll have a lot more in our review segment when we catch up with you next week. We'll come back with one final segment, and it's going to be a doozy. This is Sports Edge. Back with you on Sports Edge, and it's time for our historical feature On the Podium, looking at the places and events and people, of course, who made a terrific contribution to the development of sports and other areas over the years. Today we played for you at the start of our program a snippet of All Along the Watchtower, released by Jimi Hendrix on October 16, 1968, and here's why. On that same date in Mexico, athletes Tommy Smith and John Carlos, U.S. track athletes at the Olympics, raised the glove fist, I'm doing an approximation here, while on the podium receiving their medals in a move that shocked the world. They were actually expelled from the stadium and also from the U.S. Olympic team following that shock action. But the image has stood since that time as one of the most enduring and powerful symbols of protest against injustice, and both men have been revered ever since. So we salute Tommy Smith, and John Carlos for their heroic action today and in creating one of the great moments in sports and political history. So, of course, that's our feature on the podium, and that's a wrap for our first edition of Sports Edge. We'd love to hear from you, so we'll tell you in future episodes how to contact us, keep in touch with us, needle us, send us your views, your input, your contribution. This is your sports show. I'm Michael Edwards, signing out. Bye-bye.